All right, welcome back, everyone. We are coming back to you live from WZIS FM radio station.
From the void of space,
right?
As well. Yes,
yeah, these are our new
lovely.
graphics. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I want to get your predictions, Carter. What do you think will happen in at least this first couple games with Valparaiso?
Personally, I've not seen the Valpo Beacons. I haven't seen any matches yet myself, so honestly, it could be a very even game as far as I know. But I do also, I believe we were told that they were having a match earlier before this. Is that
Ooh.
correct? Can we? Yes, I'm getting head shakes.
Okay.
So who knows what's going to happen? They may be a little strained. They may be more sort of pumped.
Maybe a little bit more warmed up than us.
Absolutely.
Needless to say.
But certain to say that they have had an evening.
They've been busy since 5 o'clock.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I definitely think. I like I said, it's definitely interesting because I know our guys pretty well. I mean, heck, I even before the stream was even up and anything, I was kind of just watching them practice, and they seem to be doing like pretty darn well, and they seem to be improving a lot better since last time I was here. So it's definitely interesting seeing them kind of go from basically ground zero to being like, okay, so this is what got us last time. How can we do better to not necessarily get killed in that aspect,
Right,
and
absolutely.
get friggin' our butts whipped to us. So yeah, so I definitely think it's gonna be a bit interesting seeing how Indiana State kind of takes that from Valpo, even if Valpo is warmed up and this and that. And
Right.
It's definitely gonna be interesting to see how that goes.
I certainly think the Sycamore team has learned a lot from their last few games. I know we talked about sort of the losing streak that we've had, and as unfortunate that is, it does sort of build some grit.
Yes.
I feel like that's sort of the big takeaway is that there is a lot to learn from your losses, especially when when it keeps happening. And I do think that there is some rapport that the Sycamores are giving themselves. So I think both teams have a good chance of making a strong effort this game.
Yes, and like I said, I definitely think it's probably gonna be close if I had to give a good guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
If
No, I'm in the
if
same
they're,
boat.
I don't know about overtime, but you know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think it's going to be definitely interesting seeing those how even new strategies they may have come up with, see how those are put into play, and even how some of those aerial attacks that I've seen before work, and just seeing how it really pushes a lot of people, because sometimes those aerial attacks can either work or they can fail you pretty darn good.
Absolutely. They're probably aside from like charge up attacks and things like that, they're probably some of the most riskiest tricks in the book, just because it's like so much can happen.
Yes.
Right now, it seems like they're choosing. We have Pokemon Stadium 2. That's our stage.
Ooh, that's a very nice stage. I'll definitely say.
Is that the one from Brawl? Pretty sure.
I think.
Maybe.
It's a possibility. But yeah, some of those aerial attacks that we've been talking about before, I mean, are just really rough. And then when you have those platforms as well, that can also really put you in danger as
Yes.
well. And so it's definitely interesting to say the least.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, that ain't good.
It's okay.
For-
The arena shut down because nothing was happening.
Yep.
Oops.
Well, that's what happens when you get timed out. That's
Yeah.
that's video games for you, if you didn't
Womp womp.
know. But yeah, going back to our team though, like just like I said, starting from ground zero, I think it's definitely interesting seeing how much they've improved in just their short-ish time that they've been here with esports, and even just learning like certain strategies just in general, and seeing how certain things work.
I can also say that it's definitely that these teams are at such a point so far in the. Excuse me. They're at a point in these competition where the team is starting to get to know each other
Yes.
a lot better. They've started collaborating a lot more. They know each other's like strengths and weaknesses, and of course they had to start off that way, of course, but now they are like truly getting a feel because they're in the trenches, my friends. We are deep into this tournament.
Yes.
I keep saying tournament. This regional competition.
Yes, and I definitely think that can be said for about anything that you get your hands into, like with a team, because you have that kind of like starting one where it's just like, oh well, yeah, like my name's this, like what's your name, this type of that, and then you like slowly like, oh well, yeah, I think that's really cool, or hey, like let's try this or something like that. And with this type of team, I mean, you kind of got to communicate and be like, listen, I saw this when you were up, and maybe you saw something when I was up. Let's collaborate and just see how we can, you know what I mean, just kind of do a bit better
absolutely.
at doing.
We are past the icebreaker stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
man.
100%. So I definitely think that stage of where they're at right now, where they're being able to be like, okay, so I saw this, let's see how we can do better, and even try and fix that problem before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely agree with you on that. But while we're waiting on the arena to be back up and running, let's talk about the first matchup that'll be up and about, which is Nevaeh versus Ben.
Right.
Nevaeh is from our team, and Ben is from Valparaiso. Now, what I will say about Nevaeh is she is kind of the newcomer of the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she kind of wanted to join in just to see like what it was all about. And when she joined, I mean, heck, you give her the controller. She may have started out rough, but she's definitely learning a lot more. And that's goes back to the whole strategy thing, where it's just like you learn stuff here. Like yeah, it's a video game, but you may think it's like, oh well, heck, I tried this and this worked, or maybe this didn't work, but let's try this.
Right.
That's where she's at right now. I mean, do you have anything to say about her that you've seen?
I will definitely say that I think she's in a very good position right now. I think it's a very strong approach to have her be the first competitor for today.
Yes.
And I think it's a very good spot to be put in, because even though it's a lot of pressure, it definitely does show that Nevaeh is like very, she's very, very courageous about this,
Yes.
genuinely, because I'd be terrified if
Oh,
I was in her position.
absolutely.
And it's like, kudos to her, yeah.
Right.
You're doing great, man. You're doing great.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, I think Nevaeh is like going to be a really great contender, especially like I said, come from that ground zero, like just
Right.
being interested in it, and now being in like the regional tournament. It's just like you're like, oh, like this is it. like
Right.
like you don't know what to expect from from different teams. Like, are they more better than us? Are they just as good? Like what? Like you don't know what to expect from these type of people.
Absolutely.
And some of these teams, like as we've seen a couple times with our past games, some of them are good, and some of them are just like, we don't know what we're doing. So it's definitely interesting.
Absolutely.
In these past couple of games, have you seen any like kind of strategies that stick out to you?
I know a lot of the. It seems like, in regards to the stages themselves, they play really well. To the just really any fighter that they have going on, because and of course it's pretty standard for professional Smash Bros. And it's like, I know it's not really like, that's not the most avant-garde statement or whatever, but
Right.
they really are picking the most fair stages they can. Usually Pokemon Stadium 2, Smashville, Battlefield, like all of those are probably the most fair that we could have. Okay. just
Yeah, we're
making
having a
sure.
little bit of technical difficulties here. Apologize.
Yeah, sorry.
Apologies.
Anyway, so oh shoot, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So in regards to strategies, I a lot of it is dependent on sort of a back and forth between yeah.
Yeah, sorry, we're having some technical difficulties.
Right.
Yeah. So, we'll be right back here in just a minute.
Okay, we are officially back.
We
Sorry
are
about that.
officially back. Please excuse us for just 1 second here.
Oh my goodness. The studio is going wild as we enter into our first game.
Yes.
Woo!
Remember, this is Nevaeh versus Ben.
All right. So, this is an interesting matchup already. Nevaeh going with Pikachu and Ben going with K-Rool. Now, I absolutely love both of these characters for various reasons.
Yes.
K-Rool is a hard hitter with a lot of projectiles. Oh my goodness, love the K-Rool. But also Pikachu is very good.
Oh, and there you go.
Woo.
Right out of there.
All right. Yes, but I will give Nevaeh this, that Pikachu is definitely I would say, a definite good choice.
Yes.
Very fast, quick, and a lot of moves that can really just disrupt any up close interaction.
Yes, 100%. I've actually never seen this character that Ben is playing.
Oh, K. Rool?
Yeah, I've
Oh,
never
no.
seen this.
K. Rool
So
is.
this is
Oh my goodness! You should have seen K. Rool when Ultimate first came out. 'Cause he was absolutely bad.
Really?
He was the king to rule. Sure.
and wow, look at that just hit there from Nevaeh.
Oh,
And those edge attacks there too. I mean, those are just hard to, get back on the stage too.
yeah, as you can see, K. Rool definitely erupts anyone because of all those projectiles.
Yes. And gets back up just fine. And Nevaeh! That's hard. That is really hard to. That's really hard to get back up after once you're already down. It's definitely rough to get back up there.
Absolutely.
But I mean, what's your initial thoughts of that game alone?
It was surprisingly quick. I wasn't expecting it to go that quickly.
Yeah, it was quick. It was definitely because I don't know. It's just I've never seen that character before, so definitely
That's really surprising.
I know. It's just I'm so used to man. I'm trying to think back. It's been a while since I've last seen one,
Right.
but it's different characters that use it to their advantage, and so seeing how even Valpo even uses it is definitely interesting. So seeing that different character, I mean, it's crazy to say that. It's
Right,
crazy
absolutely.
to see.
And so a lot of the strategies really with this specific bracket and all these different teams is that it's very reactive or
Yes.
reactionary. So say that now the Beacons are going to have to keep K. Rool going into the next fight.
Yes.
Which means that the next Sycamore up, Dane, is going to react in some way and basically pick a counter or something to counteract K. Rool. I did not get a glimpse of what that was. Oh, they're picking the music. That's awesome.
Hey, he's got to get in the zone here.
Oh yeah, of course. No.
He's got to get in the zone here.
Me personally, if I was in if I had to pick anything, if I was in their seats, I would personally probably be going for a reuse theme, but I don't know if that's in.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in the soundtrack. I wish it was.
It's hard telling. It's definitely hard telling. But yeah, going back to that conversation of Ben's character, do you want to talk more about that type of character and how even like we saw last game, how it's kind of how he used that to his advantage.
Right. K. Rool is a very aggressive character.
Yes.
It's a lot of overwhelmingness and a lot of just throw. I mean, you saw how many projectiles were going.
Yes.
And speaking of which, we're going into the next match.
Remember, this is Dane versus Ben. And like I said, we're gonna keep talking about this, but his character is it's crazy to see.
Yeah, so already you can see the playstyle here with the cannonball into the crown. See how much just Ben is doing there.
Wow,
So
Dane is really putting the pressure on him, by the way, too.
Right. Dane picked a very good competitor for K. Rool. Terry may not have as many projectiles as K. Rool, but can hit just as hard.
Yes.
And also mean that he has some speed to boot, which K. Rool unfortunately doesn't. K. Rool is pretty slow. But
Yeah. Nice block there.
not to mention that the actual moves themselves also have a quick block. Well, you saw that
Yes.
too.
See, it's those things where you're just like, oh, I hope he makes it. Oh, yeah, okay.
Hit him with a good punch.
Yes.
Now, I will say, Dane has picked a very good option here because, right when...
I hate to see that.
Yeah, so, but Dane can do, if he's, say, a high percentage, he has that go feature, and he can do some very, basically insta-kill moves if he performs it correctly with the right inputs.
Right.
So it is definitely a good counter for an aggressive build in the game.
Woo!
Where
Dane almost got.
Oh my goodness.
He almost got off there. Ben's got to be really careful. You hate to see that.
Ben has some very good off-stage protection and just sort of guarding that.
Yes.
With how, I mean, just see how much Ben is doing right now.
Yes, and look at his percentage versus ours. I mean, it's crazy that he's still alive. And when you get to that such high percentage, you've got to be really careful not to lose a life.
I mean, we may be a far away time from, like I said, K. Rool was the king of all kings when when Ultimate first came out. Oh, I just saw that.
Man.
Yeah, K. Rool is still definitely an aggressive character that's very hard to get through. Oh my
Right there.
goodness. Very
That's
good hit.
crazy to me. Oh,
Oh.
wow. Wow. And look,
Can he get
like you
back
said,
on stage?
he does have that go, go, go like you were talking about earlier. Ah,
Shot off stage.
man. What a game.
Another quick win from Ben as well. Oh,
It's that character and how he uses it. I mean, when you suck a player into the gun and shoot him away like that, it's hard to be like, well, man, how am I supposed to react to that when I'm in the gun?
Yeah, and we're gonna see how they react to that
And-
now that we have JT up on the helm.
Oh yes, JT's gonna be an interesting lineup.
Absolutely.
With Ben. But what are your thoughts about that last game?
Oh my goodness, Carroll is just an overwhelming force. I mean, he's such. I mean, how else do you describe it? He's just intense. He's so much. They put some. The idea behind Carroll is basically this: let's just put everything we have up on the board, and then put it all into one guy.
The one guy. He's big. He can use it. And he can shoot players out of his gun. Cool.
I will say it is the way that Ben was playing was just as hard as his boss fight in the Donkey Kong Country games. It's so oh my gosh, those games are so hard.
Yes. And man, it's hard because you're just like, I want to be able to fight back when you have that character and he's using that to your advantage, you're like, crap, how am I supposed to be able to retaliate when he has me by the throat when I'm trying to retaliate? And it's kind of hard to be like, well, dang it. How am I supposed to do this? But yeah, as we were talking, as we're waiting for this next game, we got JT versus Ben, which JT actually picks Kirby, one of my favorite characters of Smash. I mean, it's hard to say what he's going to do to King Rool here, but it's definitely going to be interesting, to say the least.
Absolutely. I think the Sigmars have a good chance with this one because Kirby, although maybe not any projectiles on him, but it's very quick, can definitely
Like that right there.
Right. He could disrupt a lot of K. Rool's kit. Because, I mean, you see how quickly K. Rool's going. Kirby can be just as fast. Plus, Kirby is also a hard target to hit with sort of the bigger, tanky characters.
And I think that's kind of why I like Kirby just a little bit. And I think that's definitely an interesting character to play.
Absolutely.
I mean,
oh my goodness. And you could already see that JT has
Yeah.
gotten Ben right in a rough spot.
wow, what a save by both players right there.
Oh.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
But nice response. Nice response.
Oh, JT, come on. Oh, that's unfortunate. I definitely saw it. It just keep doing the side aerials off to the stage. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that in the various matches that I've seen. Because I don't know about you, but I actually played Smash quite a bit. No, it's definitely it's very satisfying when you pull something.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oop. Oh, he tried
Ooh,
to.
and JT was trying to do one of those aerial attacks.
Right.
It was going to be both good and bad for the character.
I just want.
But Ben, I was just about to say,
Ben
Ben has to be really, really careful right there because he was so high in percentage.
Absolutely. I don't know if that came on the microphones or not, but there were claps in the studio.
We were happy to see
when
that.
That stock was tied.
That right there, I'm really surprised by that. It's definitely hard to get out of that.
It was a very good move. K. Rool is quite, he's quite the fighter. He's just a monster. He also just looks like a monster. He's hideous. But, you know. Oh. Yes, both JT and Ben are playing very good. I think despite the percentage, I can still see he's in a rough spot. I will say that, but I do think that the Sigmars are playing quite well in this.
Ooh.
Oh, that's good.
See, when you see him go down so low, and you're like, oh,
Right.
oh, and then you jump back. Oh, man.
With the back aerial.
Man,
Oh
that
my
is
goodness.
just it just hurts right in the stomach. It's
Ben
just-
is an unstoppable force.
Ben is definitely an interesting person to play against. It's yeah.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, what are your thoughts about that game?
I mean, I definitely think that. My gosh, Kirby was probably one of the better choices that you could have made against K. Rool because of just how aggressive that he was, and there was so much going all at once.
Yes.
That.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's, sorry, we have
Okay.
some technical difficulties. So it's a Monday. Well, what can you expect? But
It feels like an entire week has passed already. It's
Right.
Like, Captain, it's a Wednesday.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But going back to the game and all that type of stuff, I definitely think that one move where he stuck Curry in the ground, that is definitely one to kind of like hard to counter.
Yeah, down throw and then side smash. Definitely a K. Rool special.
Yes.
Because the hitboxes on K. Rool is so they're massive, and you would think it would be a detriment to him just with how large he is, and he's very easy to hit. It's
Right.
literally a walking target.
Yes.
But no, Ben has been able to make it work since he started this round. So I definitely think that he's in a good spot. It is not looking good for the Sycamores so far.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's definitely hard to come back from a loss after a loss. But like we've been seeing just in the past almost 30, 20 minutes here, it's hard to kind of counter some of those attacks, and even some of the aerial attacks, some of the edge of the stage attacks. I mean, when you see the player go down, you're like, oh, hey, he might be dead, and then he comes right back up, and it's just like, oh man, and then he just comes back hitting
Right.
and just swinging, just throwing him. But one thing I will say that has been a bit different for at least this game in particular is we got him down to 2 lives.
Yes.
And
yes,
so I
thankfully.
I
we got one
definitely-
stock out.
I definitely think that's an improvement to
Yes,
the past couple games.
And
But
we could possibly see a win for the Sycamores for this round, even if we are going with only Luke left.
yes,
However, I do think that his choice of character, it seems like he's going for Dr. Mario.
which I definitely think is kind of an interesting character to play as well.
I think that although he may not have the height and the jump force
Mm-hmm.
to I do think that is a detriment. However, he also is Dr. Mario is very defensive. So maybe that could help with the aggressiveness.
Yep.
Um,
But here we go. We're getting right into it, and
Right.
obviously, Ben's going to lose a little bit of his stock because
Mm-hmm.
they're so far ahead. But like I said, we got Luke versus Ben here, which is like I said, it's a very interesting thing here, which is definitely an interesting timeline here to see. But yeah, I mean, definitely just to see how even look at that. Wow.
Oh
What a
my
save by
goodness.
Ben. That is crazy. That is nuts. Wow. That's crazy to say that. Is this possibly?
okay, we're getting some confirmation right now. Okay, maybe that was not.
That may have been a practice round.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So, a
Okay,
little
all
bit of
right.
a misinput. Which is,
Okay, no. Okay, we're getting confirmation.
yep, okay.
There were
we
just
go.
some changes.
There we go.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Striker from the record.
Reload the thing. But going to what we're about to go into the game again.
Right.
Just going back to Dr. Mario is it's definitely an interesting player to be playing with, especially since we had Kirby last game. I mean, it's definitely an interesting player to play with.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. One homie stock from Ben.
There we go.
All right, and we wait for a taunt from each other. That's how you know when the match is officially started. I don't know if that's an official rule or not, but so far it's been consistent.
It's nice to have. It's
Yeah,
definitely nice to
it's very,
have.
it's bit of a camaraderie. It's very, very tongue in cheek, you know.
Yes.
Oh man. All right, so Dr. Mario, what can we?
Ooh, what?
Oh my goodness,
man, that it's those aerials that are just, man, it's so hard to get back up there once you already like used all your flight power in that, and it's definitely hard to do that.
I forgot that K. Rool has a deflect with down special. Because he did take the homie stock, he started with the 2 stocks, and then the taunt is just to confirm that the match has officially started.
Yes.
We just thank you for confirmation on that. I'm getting a thumbs up. Oh my!
A nice
goodness.
crisp thumbs up.
Oh my gosh, that was an amazing save from Luke. Holy cow!
What a save!
I know. Holy cow, that was amazing.
Those edge attacks are what makes or breaks, and then it goes right into the aerial attacks. It's hard to see that.
Absolutely.
And it's hard to even defend that too.
Dr. Mario definitely has one of the tougher times in the air, but that was an incredible save from Luke.
And there it is again.
The back throw. Yeah, it is unfortunate. Is that back throw? I'm pretty sure that is. Oh my gosh.
Wow. What a nice save from both players.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I mean, he really pulled off that tech.
Wow.
That would have been.
Wow.
Ben is
that
trying
is
to do
nuts.
some nasty stuff.
That's
the
crazy.
disrespect. Oh my goodness. This is insane.
Look at that.
He's trying to do everything on that corner of the stage right there.
The edge and the aerial attacks is what?
Oh, try to go. Nice.
Wow.
Wonderful.
What a move.
Claps
What
in the
a
studio.
move.
Oh my goodness.
That is crazy right there. That is definitely
all right.
nuts.
Ben is edge guard. Oh no. Okay.
See, that right there.
Down
is
throw into
what-
side smash. I know.
It's hard to get out of that, but
It's a bit-
Luke was
It's
just
a bit scary, isn't it?
yes. When you get there, like, I don't know what to do. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
As for lives, we are all tied up here, so it could be anyone's game.
Absolutely. Luke is playing very. Oh,
Ah.
I had to open my mouth, didn't I?
We should just stay quiet when we see those things. We should just be like, all right, we're just going to zip it up here.
Who thinks that
Check our mouth
commentary?
real quick.
Who thinks that commentary is important?
Yeah, I mean, we
All
are
right.
definitely seeing some definitely good things
Yes.
here. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to put it into a hold real quick. We'll come back with some more commentary in just a couple minutes.
Thank you so much.
And we are back with Indiana State Esports here
Welcome,
on
welcome.
Z90.7 WZIS-FM. Carter, what did you think about that last game there?
Oh my goodness! I mean, Ben was incredible, wasn't he? He's an absolute monster.
He is.
I'm being told that fought 12-2. Is that correct?
Yes, 12-2.
And we are going ahead and starting with our very next match of round 2 with Zach, our very own Sycamore Zach, versus JJ, part of the Beacons.
Which is going to be a different character outlay.
Yes.
And,
So-
right at the bat, they kind of have similar characters here. I mean, would you like to explain more about that?
So Shulk is very interesting because he has a bunch of stat boosts with his neutral special.
Yes.
That's what that speed was, all these different colors. Meanwhile, Little Mac, which is Zach's character, is just fast by himself.
He's got that
he swings
cardio
like
in
a-
him.
He's swift as a bee and hits like a truck. Well, can't speak today. Anyways, so we're in a very interesting spot right now, where both. I would say it's an interesting matchup because normally with someone like Shulk, it's kind of up to debate if you want to go up against someone who fights up close like Little Mac.
Yes.
Because Little Mac, oh my gosh, he may not have the jumps to help or to move, but he is absolutely very, very tough. So, despite Zach taking the stock there, this could be a very even match in my opinion.
Oh, yes. And what I was just about to say was there's not a lot of, now I don't want to put it into existence, but a lot of aerial attacks there.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would say for Zach, it's very interesting choice because usually.
Wow, what a
Yeah,
combo
hit
right
him with
there.
the jab. All right. Oh. See, that's
What a
the
save right
Little
there.
Mac play. See, because Little Mac.
There you go, right there.
Right on. Cheers within the studio.
It's all tied up right now.
So with Little Mac, you can't really do much in the air with him just because, well, he's a boxer.
Yes.
Of course he can't, he can't jump. Meanwhile, with Shulk, you possibly could do stuff. I mean, he's doing quite a bit already.
Yes.
But it's Little Mac's number one weakness is just his ineffectiveness in the air. So it's definitely an interesting play. Oh, he's got KO punch. Oh my goodness. Ah, ran out.
What a hit by JJ right there.
I know. And oh my gosh, I would have loved to see that KO punch come out.
Ooh, Zach.
Because that could have been an auto stock right there.
Ah, you hate to see that.
Zach is still putting up a good front though. I'll give him that.
Ooh. That's what can cost you the
With
game
the
right
DI
there.
on Zach's
Man.
part. That's unfortunate. He did fight quite well.
Yes, he did. And I definitely think him using that character is definitely one that can definitely add the percentage to the other opponent. I can't say the word.
Absolutely. Little Mac was a great choice. 'Cause,
Yes.
I don't know about you, but he's one of my personal favorite characters. I think he's very. Anyway. But yeah, he's definitely an interesting character to say the least.
Yes. And I was going to say, I definitely think with those hits and those guard and even, like I said earlier, no aerial attacks really, it's definitely interesting to see how kind of that matchup really is.
Right. It was an interesting fight. We have what is being called the Battle of the Jays.
Up next, we got JT versus JJ, the Battle of the Jays.
JT, the Sycamore, and JJ from the Beacons. Oh, my goodness.
Which is definitely going to be interesting because I didn't catch a glimpse. I think we got Kirby up next.
Yes, we have Kirby v. Shulk. Still an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Shulk is a pretty rounded character with all those stat boosts that he has.
Yes.
And he can perform. He can perform somewhat decently in the air, but Kirby he's really good in the air. I mean, I think he has the second most. Oh, yep. See.
Yep.
He
There goes
he
that
jumps
stock
real
right
high.
there.
And we wait for the taunt.
I'm really feeling it.
There we go.
And,
We are
the battle
on
begin.
their way right here, ladies and gentlemen. And just from right away, I mean, Kirby is really adding
Oh
to
my
the
gosh.
stats here.
JT almost went right
Ooh,
face first
wow.
into that. Oh my gosh.
Wow, what a save.
So much has already happened.
Just
So-
in the first couple seconds right
Yeah,
here.
first of all, JT almost blocked
Woo.
into that smash attack earlier, and then JJ almost DI'd by trying to do that up smash back on the stage. So it's already neck and neck. JT getting a good move in. Do you think that the Sycamores are going to take advantage of this lost stock?
I think, yes, they will.
That was an
I definitely think they will.
move. Claps in the studio. Keep mentioning it. I feel like that's important.
It is very important to notice.
What is that noise every time? All right. Now, JT does need to keep an eye out because Smash is pretty deadly. And it ran out. Wonderful.
It's definitely interesting.
One of the great things about the Monado Arts is that they just ran out of time. Very limited time.
Ooh,
time
what a
for
good
action.
shot by JT.
Oh my gosh. Are we going to get a 3-0 on this match? Could very well be possible.
Ooh.
JT needs one. Well, they both need
There
one
you go.
kill, but if JT can just get one more kill, then he might still have a chance to win round 2.
And JT's got to be really careful because his percentage is up really high right now. So he's got to be really careful where he's at.
Okay. Now, it's one of the important things to keep in mind is that JT is, being Kirby, very much able to recover pretty much at any length off stage. So it's very good to keep in mind. That's unfortunate. But he is, yep.
There you go. Oh,
no, wait, no.
He's
Okay.
still back.
Okay, that was a good recovery from JJ.
What a recovery.
I gotta say, I'm really glad that we gave this matchup a moniker with Battle of the Jays, because this is
That's
really
it. There you
fascinating.
go.
And that is the first
There you
win for the
go.
Sycamores in round 2. Wonderful.
What a turn of events. I mean, Carter, what are your thoughts about that right now?
Oh my goodness, I'm very happy for the Sycamores right now. I'm a bit biased, I will admit, but
Hey, listen, it's on this one.
Yeah, it's nowhere
let me
to be
represent the number.
nowhere to be
no.
seen, yeah.
No, but like with that lost stock and then even capitalizing on that type of stuff, got them the win is just amazing to see that. I mean,
Yes.
just being able to use Kirby in a way that that Shulk doesn't even like. Oh, what am I supposed to do here?
I will say JJ fought very well that
Yes.
last round. Even given the fact that he went into it with one less stock, he was actually still able to take advantage and leave us with a disadvantage in the next round.
Absolutely, and I think it's definitely a great turn of events here in the station to see how even one stock can put you in a very, very, very interesting spot.
Absolutely. We have smiles across the board here in the studio. We're
Which is
very excited
It's
faces.
awesome. It's awesome. So I definitely think sticking with Kirby as of right now is a great idea. I mean, if you had to go in there and change, what would you probably change within that game? Even if we did win, like what would you change?
See, that's the thing. I think countering Shulk is sort of one of the harder choices he could make, because Shulk is just a very well-rounded character.
Absolutely.
I think it purely comes down to skill. JT fought very well. He fought very well. And in regards to character and stage, I really wouldn't know. That's why I'm not, these are the professionals out here. I'm merely commentating.
Right.
But I think choice of character would have to be a very difficult decision, because Shulk is very hard to counter just because of how well-rounded he is.
Yes.
Simply because of that Monado arts, those stat boosts he gets, it's very hard to yes, I choose that character. You're an exact cop. You're an exact, arrow to the knee for you. No. Shulk doesn't function like that.
Yes.
Arrow to the knee. I haven't even played Skyrim.
Wrong game.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, but
Oh man, I remember when the Dragonborn was rumored to be a character that was going to be a character in here.
Hey, I wouldn't put it against him now. I mean, heck, we got Minecraft Steve in Smash now.
That's
so
true.
if
if you had a character you wanted to be in Smash, who would it be?
that is a really good question, I'd have to say.
Oh my goodness! Wait, as we go into the next match, JT versus the Beacon Gold Shroom, in a technically canon matchup between JT as Kirby and Goldshroom as DDD.
This is going to be an interesting match, to say the least, because
Yes.
I know with King DDD, it's going to be, he's going to use that to his advantage a lot, especially with that big old hammer he's got there.
Right. Yes.
There is what I'm talking about.
I would definitely say that Goldshroom is probably DDD's biggest advantage, and also his worst disadvantage is the fact that just his size.
Yes.
His hammer it's very large. It has a lot of
Ooh.
attack range. Sorry. But that could also. Oh my goodness.
What a nice
That was
counter right there.
That was an amazing kick. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
I forget that sometimes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, JT tried to go for the disrespect on that. That was crazy.
Nice block by Goldshroom there.
Now, we know for both of these characters that a match in the air is no problem for either of them. Both have some of the highest jump counts in the entire game.
Nice
oh my
block
goodness.
there.
Oh, JT almost went into that side smash there. The smash attacks of DDD are some of the most powerful in the game.
Yes.
But easily the slowest.
You hate to see that right there.
Goldshroom gets a stock off of JT. Do you think that he's going to get any stocks of Goldshroom?
I definitely think he may get one, because look at the percentage versus ours. I definitely think he'll get one. Even right there. There we go. That is what we like to see here at WZIS.
Another round of applause in the studio. Love to see it. Oh my goodness.
It's like those type of attacks right there is definitely hard to counter, especially when you're getting hit. Ooh, wow.
That
what
was
attack.
an incredible read on Goldstrom's part, but unfortunate, another loss for the Sycamores. Man.
And
JT fought well, but that read was incredible on part of the Beacons.
Kirby is definitely one for the books. I will definitely tell you that.
Absolutely. Kirby is probably one of the most well-adjusted characters in the game. Even though it may not represent on tier lists and things like that, it is definitely a good play to go through. Kirby is always a great choice.
Yes.
Very rounded. Also very quick. Very good for bigger targets, which so far have been, aside from Shulk, bigger targets are kind of the Beacons thing at the moment. So
Yes, absolutely. And going back to that game in particular with Kirby, both King DDD and Kirby, like you said earlier, those aerial attacks can be really good for both those players because they can actually take the distance on that, where some of them may not be able to.
Right.
And
absolutely.
so I definitely think that's an interesting thing. I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, I think it all comes from the fact that it's very interesting of how close that match was in terms of stocks and
Yes.
percentages, because I mean those two have canonically fought in their game, and so it's like the fact that it was so close kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, at least of course these characters are going to be built very similar because they come from the same game. You know.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
And I definitely think it's going to be very interesting if at one point in particular where both players pick the same person, I think that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Absolutely.
And people won't even know. It's like, oh, wait, they picked the same player. I think it's going to be interesting.
We move on to the. Is this the third match of the second? Yes, third match. Is between Dane versus Goldshroom.
Goldshroom obviously losing that stock there. There's the taunt. And we are underway.
Let the battle begin. All right, now Dane going back to Terry. Once again, a very good choice for bigger targets. Terry has a lot of little tiny hitboxes.
Yes.
That, one would normally have a harder time with, say, a smaller character like Kirby, where he's only comes up to about.
Ooh, those aerial attacks.
Oh, goodness. Off the stage, that was a wonderful combo.
Those aerial attacks are hard to both counter, but are really great. Those are really
oh
great.
my
Oh,
goodness.
wow.
Dane is having a hard time getting back. Goodness. Is Dane going to get another stock on Goldshroom? Oh my goodness, he could run into the hammer.
Woo.
This
Very
is a
close right there.
This is intense. This is...
Wow.
And now it's back to an even game. All right. Oh. Ooh. I thought that Gordo was going to absolutely destroy him off stage.
Both these players got to be really careful because they are so high in percentage right now.
It could be very close. Oh my goodness.
One wrong move can send them.
That was one of the... Oh my goodness. That is unfortunate. He tried to get him with two Buster Wolves right there.
Oh, it's all
Right
tied
back
up.
at ya.
It is
Right
all
back at ya,
tied up
Goldshroom.
right now, ladies
my-
and gentlemen.
Wait, 20% with one aerial move. That is insane. That is the power of DDD. We hope that Dane can just dish back out the same damage. Right into the side smash.
That
Holy
hammer
cow.
has such power behind that.
It's incredible. I mean, it's so tanky.
I mean, what are your thoughts about that game right there? I mean, it's definitely interesting to see. I mean, both Keen DDD and what was it, Trey?
Terry.
Terry, my bad. Wow, Terry. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts between that matchup?
I mean, I think Dane definitely put up a good fight.
Absolutely.
Even if he was only able to get one stock, almost two stocks in, it was absolutely fantastic on Dane's part because Terry is just it's a wonderful like roundabout character.
Yes.
Very with those precise hitboxes, it can very much change the field of play. And Dane put up a really good fight.
Yes, and even like coming neck to neck with with Goldshroom is definitely an interesting matchup between those
definitely,
two.
It definitely has been a neck and neck with Goldshroom, even though that so far Goldshroom has only won both of his matches from. Or I guess Goldshroom has won all of his matches just with those side smash attacks. So it's definitely something to keep out for. As we move into the next match of round 2, we have Luke with Dr. Mario and, of course, Goldshroom with DDD. And, of course, it is good to keep in mind that Goldshroom now is losing 2 stocks.
So he's got to be really careful in this next game here, which gives us the more power right there.
Yes. However, we are on our last player, I believe. So Sycamores have to fight well. Who knows where this will take us?
And we are underway.
Oh, my goodness. Already fighting back with the border with the pill. Oh.
Oof.
Oof.
Nice save.
Luke is playing very safely on the side of the stage, not really going for anything nasty, because Sycamores can't really afford that. Go for any disrespect.
Absolutely.
And Goldshroom is already at 100%. My goodness. Playing very well on Luke's part. All Luke needs is one good hit, and we could...
And he's on.
Yes, we can move on to the next match. But who
And
knows?
King DDD is already up to like 129 already.
Absolutely.
Like I said, it takes one hit. That one hit, and it may
that may
be...
be one of-
Oh, there we
That's what
go,
we're
right
talking about.
there. Pretty quick and easy game there from Luke. I mean, what can you really say about that?
What am I going to say? Dr. Mario, there's a reason why he's a doctor. I mean,
Absolutely.
he's incredible, you know?
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. So it's definitely interesting to see how even on the one stock it can really just I don't know how to really put it in words how just that one stock can really just change a lot.
Right, yeah, absolutely. It changes the field of play, and even though Goldshroom is at a disadvantage there, he could have very easily just won the game because at the end of the day, it is dependent on the skill.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people forget that. It's that the stocks have no... of course, they definitely have an advantage, and even if... Let's say that there were no stocks. At the end of the day, it comes to the more... it comes to the skill of the players and how well they know their characters and how well that counter is going on.
Absolutely. So I definitely think this kind of like next game that's going to be coming up, which I'm kind of interested to see how I'm just going to say his name, Fitz, is our next player up for Valparaiso. I definitely think how a different character he's going to be picking will kind of determine how Luke will play as Dr. Mario.
Right.
Because even Dr. Mario, as we've said in previous games, is definitely an interesting character to play, but is not. I do believe it's like one of those like not good, so good in aerial attacks.
Yes. I think definitely for Dr. Mario, you could go for something like Bayonetta. That's certainly a monster against Dr. Mario. I hope I didn't just jinx. Pyramithra. Okay.
It's gonna be an interesting matchup to say the least.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that I had unfortunately
You're already
predicted
jinxing us.
the future.
All right,
no,
but
I was wrong.
as we get into our next match, it's Luke versus Fitz, and we're gonna be right under the way here. It's all tied up.
Now, Pirate Mithra are possibly one of the strongest characters, being a duo by being able to switch out between the two characters around them. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Pyra definitely hits hard, so I wonder if Fitz is going to stay as Pyra the entire game. I'll be honest with you, I've actually not seen much of Pyra Mithra move yet.
I was gonna say, have you seen kind of what Fitz is using?
Yeah. So and Pirate Mithra was one of the, oh my goodness. Woo. They were one of the later characters in the DLC. So one of the later characters releasing the entire game, which means that they have many less. They're very easily one of the strongest contenders.
Right.
And they hit hard, they're quite fast. Honestly, the biggest downside I see from Pirate Mithra is just that they're very slow. Both of them. And, switch to Mithra. So I'm interested to see how that looks in a competitive sense.
Wow.
Luke
what
already
a
making
hit.
a name for himself, taking a stock out. Doing very well.
So my question for you would be is, if we were to have, let's say, Kirby in there or something like that, would that really affect Fitz's character?
That's a good. That's a very good question. I definitely think Kirby could change the field. I mean, it would change the playstyle because now Fitz has to deal with someone who's going to be much more in the air rather than on the ground. Also, much quicker. But Kirby can't necessarily hit hard, so you have to
Right.
rely on individual moves to get high percentages, get the stocks, that sort of thing. So it's very good to keep in mind just the character choice here.
Absolutely.
And I think Luke is doing quite well, despite the character choice, because this could have been a very easy match, and Fitz is struggling a bit, I would say. I mean, 100%, and
I mean, just looking at the different percentages here, I mean,
yeah, it's insane, and Luke is doing absolutely well.
those edge attacks in those areas are what's really hurting Fitz here.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
what a hit. What a
Right.
hit. This
All
is where Luke can capitalize on this because he's got one extra stock.
Oh my goodness! I thought he, I thought he was gonna DI there. I got very scared. Oh my goodness. So to your question earlier about what if this Kirby was like that? Yeah, I truly think that the only difference is that Dr. Mario isn't nearly as in the air as
Right.
much. Which who knows if Pyro and Thread have a harder time with that. Like I said, I'm not as familiar with Fitz's choice of character as say other choices for players, but it is definitely an interesting choice because, at least in my opinion, I think I only see the same DLC characters in Cube so far.
Absolutely.
Usually it's Terry and Sephiroth, and then I've seen a few Steves since starting esports commentary through WZIS. So it's very interesting to see all the different characters and seeing what our different choices are. Oh my! Oh, he tried to go for a downer. That could have. Oh.
So close right there.
Absolutely, and I think all. Now, if oh my goodness,
Ooh, what a
Okay.
hit right there.
all right.
Wow.
So Luke has made quite the return for the Sycamores.
What a comeback.
Now, Luke did not lose a single stock during that game. So
Correct.
it's very good to keep in mind. Luke fought very well, and he could very well win this next round and lead to round 3. So that'd be
Man.
1-1 with the Beacons.
Wow.
Very
what,
interesting.
What a game. I mean, what are your thoughts about that so far?
It's incredible. Luke and Dr. Mario is just in the zone. Like I said, there's a reason why
he's a doctor. Yep.
as a doctor.
Yes, absolutely. And
Doctor is in, baby.
I mean, this could be definitely the comeback season, even from just Luke himself. We've definitely seen a kind of a revitalization with Luke here, and it's definitely showing with Dr. Mario. I mean, it's crazy. This in the last few games that we've
I
had
feel
here.
bad for dissing Dr. Mario in the first place.
Sorry, Doc. We
Luke-
apologize. We apologize.
You're the doctor. You're the doctor. Just trust in him.
You have the doctorate. We apologize.
Yeah. Someone went to med school for a reason. Because how much is a doctor's license? Like 10 years?
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't quote us. We're just esports. But
That's almost a quarter. That could be the quarter of someone's life. So that's.
I mean, to be called doctor, I mean, is it worth it? But yes, I definitely think it's going to be a very interesting turn of events here at WZIS, and like I said, it's just an interesting game here, and like I said, with that comeback with Luke is going to be definitely an interesting
Right.
turnaround here. I mean, what are your initial thoughts about that last game?
I think it was incredible. Genuinely, Luke is doing very well for himself, and even then the Pyrometer choice was very interesting because it could have ended bad for Luke. Absolutely, just with a few hits of Pyro, could have absolutely destroyed the change of play. But no, Luke fought very well.
Absolutely.
And we are heading into the next match right now with Luke versus Pizza Man 48. That is not a typo, correct?
That's his
All right,
name.
Pizza
That's
Man
his name.
48.
And even Pizza Man 48 is playing as Rob. I mean, have you seen this character before?
Yes, I have.
What are your initial
Rob
thoughts
is-
about that?
Rob is, well, I don't know what to say. He's definitely quirky. I'll give him that. So, for one thing, Rob is one of the few characters that has not only he has a few projectiles, but he also
Wow, what a save!
he also has a move that can release an item. Now, of course, items are mainly taken out of competitive. However, Rob can do very good edge guarding, and by simply having a throwable item on stage, kind of changes how you approach. Oh my goodness!
Wow!
Oh, Pizza Man already taking one stock out. Luke has to fight very well. Going very aggressive. Just throwing everything he has at Luke.
You wouldn't think with Rob that he'd be very good at aerials, but with that one save there that he had, it's
Right.
definitely interesting to see that.
Yeah, Rob is very interesting in the air. And the fact that his aerials are very good, but his recovery is actually based on a jet. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but there's a bar that he has on the side of his body. And he actually has fuel, so he can't keep using his up special very much. So he has to watch out for how much time he's spending.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely something to keep in mind for Pizza.
Yes. And I definitely think Luke's got to be very, very careful with the percentage that he is at now.
Yes, it can't feel well for Luke, especially with the back of the stage reminding who is in the lead. That
A little bit of a
feels
diss.
Yeah, that feels a bit cruel. So yeah, see just how much it changes having a throwable item
Right.
in competitive because you. Oh my
Whoa,
goodness!
look at
the
those aerial attacks.
disrespect.
Wow! Wow! You would not expect that from Rob.
Oh my goodness!
Man, you hate to see that.
Congratulations to the to Pizza Man and of course the Valparaiso Beacons for the win. You fought very well.
Yes,
very
absolutely. Well, we're going to go into a hold real quick. We'll be back with our post game here in just a few minutes.
All right.
Welcome back to Indiana State Esports. One final time for Valparaiso Beacons. I mean, you guys played one heck of a game here
Absolutely.
at Indiana State University. Carter, I want to get your initial thoughts of this entire match here. I mean, what are your initial thoughts from tonight's game?
I definitely think that some highlights include Ben with his amazing K rule. And JJ put up a good fight in the Battle of the Jays. Absolutely momentous occasion.
Yes.
And of course, Pizza Man finishing it off in that last match there with his incredible Rob the Robot. But all in all, I do think the Sycamores fought very well, despite it being a
Yes.
loss. Luke, especially, I mean, he absolutely carried
Which
that last round.
What a comeback!
I
from
know
that.
it was very.
He brought the heat with Dr. Mario, and we even kind of
Absolutely.
dissed Dr. Mario. We don't mean disrespect by him.
No, absolutely
But
not.
it's you wouldn't expect that, especially with all these different aerial attacks that we were kind of talking about earlier
I
in the game.
definitely ate my own words. I'll tell you that much.
Yes.
And I think especially it's good to point out that it was just an amazing match.
Yes.
Genuinely. Luke
Yes.
fought so well. And of course, and even then, JT fought very, very well. He had a lot of momentum in the second round. So it's very good to point stuff like that out.
Absolutely.
And it's also a matter of just like, we got to give credit where credit's due. Like our players fight really well. And that's one thing I think we really appreciate about the Sycamores and our team that we have here is just that the camaraderie between them, their matchups are very tight, very clean. And we have plenty of very skilled people here.
Absolutely.
At ISU.
Absolutely. And I definitely think they're going to take some time to definitely kind of zhuzh up different characters, different ways of how to, kind of take certain characters like what Win was using. I can't remember off the top of my head what his character was. But, the character that Ben was using was
K-Rool.
definitely, yes. K. Rool is definitely an interesting character there.
Right.
But next week is going to be Tommy and Seth on the call. It's going to be versus Evansville Aces. Like I said here, congratulations to Valpo Beacons for winning. Carter, really do appreciate you being by my side today.
Well, thank you so much.
Really do
Put her
appreciate
in
it. Really do appreciate it. And thank you to everyone that is watching there on Twitch.tv. Thank you to Noel and to Seth for their help today within the Twitch stream. Really do appreciate it. And make sure to tune in every single day to Z90.7 WZIS-FM and even tune in here on Twitch.tv/WZIS-FM. My name's been Nick Newman, right alongside me.
My name is Carter Seifert.
And we will see you guys next Monday where we versus the Evansville Aces. To have a great night, everyone.
Take care.